What's up guys, it's Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, bringing you an exclusive today with the Infiniti QX60. We're going to do a really big comparison today with one that has 100,000 plus miles on it to a brand new 2020 Infiniti QX60 here at Loki Infiniti. So as you can see already, you can see a difference in the fascia. They changed the grille, you know, have these really nice ripples through it. They also added 2 more sensors to the front of the vehicle, as the does not, nor does the 2013 JX35. So this is exactly the same as the JX35, which is a 2013 model. Only difference is it doesn't have that badge of the 3.5 liter. And there is some difference obviously in the engine. We'll get to between the two. This one also has your LED headlights, your turn signal, and your brake lights, whereas this one has nothing of LED. Also, you can tell they added some more chrome aesthetics in it. Obviously it's a different color. This is a black and this is a blue. This is their new premier color as well. This one has some upgrades in the interior as well. Let's go over the side so you can see the difference. Side profile is going to be identical. The only difference is your side view mirror now has turn signals. This one has your 18-inch Infiniti wheels on them, and then the same chrome aesthetic look is on the 13, 14, and so on. And as you see, identically the same, just the side view mirror. This one does have aftermarket 22-inch wheels, and this one does have the painted brake calipers. Otherwise, everything's the same. The chrome aesthetics, the roof rails, everything the same exact as the 2020 model. So in the 2020 model, they did reamp the rear a little bit, not much, starting with your antenna. It's now all HD radio, XM radio, whereas this one does not have HD radio. Then you're also going to notice the bumper protrudes a little bit more out than the 14 model. This one's all-wheel drive. All in this center part here is completely changed. As you see, it's a double chrome, whereas this is just a single chrome. Both of them effortless, one push to open. Nothing different or changed in that, but you can see where they added this plate here. So really this is just, I hate to say it, kind of like a snapped-on plate that's added to this. Trunk space is almost identical. You are going to lose a little bit of storage space. So on the 2020, you got 16 cubic feet with the seats up. With them down, you got 76 cubic feet. So you will see a little bit of a difference. This one's not power, so a little easy. You just pull the levers and they pick right up. You also do have some storage space here. You also have your Bose amplifier for your premium stereo system. In this 2014 model, you're gonna get 15.8 cubic feet with the seats up. With them down, you're gonna get 75.8 cubic feet. These ones are electronic, so you just push the buttons. If you have it in the QX60 2020 model, it would be identical. You also have a 12 volt to a 150 watt power supply right here in the trunk. And then the same storage components also in the rear. Both of them with the one touch, effortless closing, and the same beeping noise. It does take a few seconds to close on these luxury brands compared to other luxuries. However, inside this 2020 Infiniti QX60, again, not a lot's changed. The infotainment screen is now HD, which it's just a little bit more potent than the 2014, which we're comparing it to, which you'll see as well. Your memory seats now are here instead of here. You do have the contrast stitching. This one does have the wheat wood look through it. You do have some USB ports. You have actually 4 in the front, and then you got some in the rear as well. In the rear of the vehicle, same exact concept. A little bit different here in the center because now you have 2 USB ports, and this one doesn't have the entertainment. So this one also doesn't have the heated rear seats. This is more of a base luxe. You do have the easy one lever pull and then push it forward. Slides all the way in. Easy access into the third row. There isn't any armrest, so you kind of have to figure out how to get in if you're a tall person. However, you can get in here, and it is quite comfortable for the most part. The seats do recline back as well, so you can recline them back. Reclining back is actually a lot more desirable, I would say. If the seats are back, you do have you know, pretty decent amount of leg space. Head space for a tall person. I'm not hitting the ceiling, so that's over 6 foot tall. That's good. I do have a couple of USB ports. Before it was AC vents. There is no AC vents at all in the back. There's just 2 cup holders each. So that is one disadvantage heavily in this vehicle, because the only AC you're going to get is going to come from the ground. It's going to be hard to feel it because you're sitting in the back seat. So inside this 2014 QX60, you're going to see the two-tone. It does have stitching through it. It's not contrast. It also has the wood look through it as well. Functionality on the steering wheel, functionalities here. Same center cluster, nothing different there except for the screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Obviously, it's not part of this car. They didn't start that until 2020 models. Your memory seats are here instead of here. So again, not really a lot of differences in the rear of this 2014. It does have the TVs. Now the TVs in the new 2020 QX60s are different. It's a different screen. They're a little bit wider as well. I think you get about ½ an inch more, give or take. Same cup holder functionality in the door. This one does have heated seats in the rear, a 12-volt charger as well. This one does not have any USB in the back, but it has 2 12-volt chargers and a 150-watt charger. In the rear of this one, my head is actually hitting the ceiling. So they actually have done a little bit of differences and improvements in that perspective, because my head is hitting the ceiling in this one. I do like how this one does have AC vents though, because that one doesn't. No USB ports in the back, obviously, because that wasn't a big thing back in 2014. Leg space is the same, but the head space is a significant difference. So the 2020 Infiniti QX60 is going to be 3.5 liter V6. Both are the 3.5 liter V6. But the difference, the 2020 has 295 horsepower with 270 pounds of torque. This bad boy is the all-wheel drive system. So this 2014 QX60, again, 3.5 liter V6, but it is underpowered at 265 horsepower with 248 pounds of torque. Both of them can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Both of them have the McPherson strut front suspension, multi-link rear 4-wheel independent suspension. So now we're in this 2020 Infiniti QX60, and I've done a review with it before. However, I had people saying that it wasn't a 2020 version. So I said, you know what? I'll just do a review of a comparison between this one and a 24. So the major differences, you get about 30 horsepower more on the V6 engine. You get about 22 more pounds of torque. So it's not necessarily a lot. So when you're looking at it in that category, it's not like an overly abundance of power. So if you're looking to buy a new one, is it worth the price? I think so. They do have a very good longevity lifestyle. The 14 model has over 100,000 miles and it looks very good. Giving it gas wise, this is the all-wheel drive, so you're also going to lose 1 mile per gallon for city and highway. It does get up to speed really smooth. Another big difference between this one and the 14 is it does have dual paned window glass in the front. The rear still is tempered glass, so that's another difference. The suspension, the exact same. Ride quality, you know, obviously a new car is going to ride more comfortable, but that one also has 22-inch wheels, so I'm going to imagine it's going to be a little bit more of a bumpy ride. Blind spots in the vehicle are going to be very identical. It's not really that many blind spots, hardly at all. You may have some more in the D-pillar area, but it's still good for what it's worth. Power derived to the pedal. It's a CVT transmission, so it's not anything phenomenal, but it does what it needs to do. It is a little bit quicker than the older models. So if you're looking to get into an Infiniti QX60, I would recommend doing the 2020 because it's a little bit faster also. But speed-wise is about the same all the way up to about 2017, give or take. CVT obviously has had updates to make it better drive-wise. Smoothness in the ride. If you do 18-inch wheels, I think you're going to get more of a smooth ride quality. If you do put the 20s, you're going to lose some meat on the tires, so you're going to feel more of the bumps. Only other real big noticeable changes is the gear knob, which I'll move the camera so you can see it as well. It now has the standard Infiniti symbol here. It's not a solid leather, so they have some plastic there. You can kind of use it as an armrest per se. Otherwise, everything there is the same. You do have a couple new button functionalities here to open. It tells you upper and lower storage compartment. Otherwise, every single button in the front of this vehicle is identical to the 2013 or 2014 Infiniti QX60 or JX35. So now we're in the 2014 Infiniti QX60, and again, you're getting about 30 more horsepower. So it's not a significant difference in the vehicle. So here we go, guys, to give it a little go. And I mean, performance-wise, again, this is a luxury vehicle, CVT transmission. I think it performs really well for what it's worth. At over 100,000 miles, I think it's doing a really good job. I have noticed some wear in the leather. If you get a darker tone leather in the Infiniti lines, it seems like the wear in them starts getting lines, but it's not necessarily abnormal in any vehicle that's 6 years or 7 years with 100,000+ miles. But the ride quality, even though it's on 22-inch wheels, it still feels really good. It's not as quiet as the 2020 model. It's a little bit more noisy. That's also derived because they don't have a lot of sound dampening systems, so there's no dual pane windows in the front. The windscreen is not dual pane as well. A lot of tempered glass is used in this model. Stop and go in both vehicles is not necessarily anything phenomenal. It is a little bit harder to stop the vehicle because it's kind of a heavy vehicle, and the brake calibers are kind of small for this vehicle. So you will be going through brakes a little bit quicker in this particular luxury line model because of that. Also, moving the other camera so you can see the gear knob, where it's more of a leather texture and kind of like a plastic or hard plastic. Same button structure, different cup holders. Also has a cover for the cup holders. So it's pretty much the major difference, except for, like I said, the dash as well is a leather dash that kind of inlays over it. Whereas this one's just a solid plastic dash. Now, this model isn't the greatest, so it will basically take brake power and brake on the opposite side of the beep. So if you're sliding off the road, it will brake on this side to kind of push you back or slingshot you back in the lane. It's not necessarily a huge amount of breakage. So using this feature, be very cautious. You're really flying off, it's not going to push you back. You'll hear the beep beep beep, but it's not going to push you back. It does read the cars in front of you very well. As you can see on the odometer here, the car's slowing down for me with the adaptive cruise control. Now to show you that infotainment screen, it is a little bit hard to see it in the light, but it's a 360 camera. You do have the sensors all around on the back and the front. There's a total of 4 in the back and 4 in the front. It is easy to use. I do like that the lines move as well, and it does have the front sensors, so you're going to hear the beeping noise as well whenever you're parking it. So to give you the example, hopefully it'll turn on here in a second, and there you go, you got that beeping noise. It is a little bit more quiet. That is your navigation screen powered by Infiniti. Otherwise, your settings in the vehicle here, you do have a few different applications you could do, different settings to change in the vehicle. Otherwise, you know, different driving modes and whatnot of that. It obviously has your Bluetooth capabilities as well. You can adjust the volumes. And then in the center cluster is the same, identical as the 2014 model and 2013. The only difference is now it has the turn-by-turn navigation inside. And this is the infotainment on the 2014 QX60. You see it has the sensors as well. Also it has the lines that move. So everything's relatively the same. The big difference obviously is the color in the screen. This one does have the 360 camera as well. The button layout might be a little bit different in the 2020 models, but not much difference in the functionalities. Setting wise, this is obviously going to be a different type of setting. So I have it connected on the Bluetooth. So if you go through it, it's just a scroll or touch screen navigation, infotainment, just basically different driving settings, volume settings and whatnot. And then over here to show you how the vehicle has over 100,000 miles, same exact settings on here as well. Nothing different at all, except again, it does not have the turn-by-turn navigation. And I'd like to thank Loki Infiniti for giving us this 2020 Infiniti QX60 for our car review. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Click in the description so you get all the details we do at the dealers.